Hello, it is I, Steel Cat, and welcome to a stream of the crafts and the mines. And today, what do we have going on today? We have, thank you to my Patreon dudes up here. Thank you, Warrior Alex 1, for joining. It's very kind of you. Thank you to Pikachu for always running infinitely. For your perpetual energy. It's amazing. It's amazing. I wish I had that much energy. It's awesome. And this stream is sponsored by, let's see, Folgers Decaf. Smells pretty good. I got my Folgers Decaf mixed with like Walmart brand cruddy hot cocoa mix that like barely dissolves at all. But that's okay. Let's take a sip of that. And of course, this is the music you're hearing is called Super Lo-Fi World. There's like 3 of those videos, and it's great. It's great stuff. You gotta go look it up on YouTube. Super Lo-Fi World. It's good stuff. Anywho, welcome to the stream. We're gonna get rid of that stuff right there, and we're gonna jump right into it. Welcome, Method, to the stream. Thanks for being here this morning. Lovely Saturday morning. And I'm actually on time this morning for the first time in a few weeks. You know, Christmas, New Year's, and all that is. Anywho, we go back into this world because we had a Winter Wonderland world, but kind of became boring because I already had this world and didn't really want to split my efforts between 2 worlds. So all my efforts going over here. Oh, that's right. I did some mining off camera. Oh, and let me function log and turn my screen brightness up. There we go. Good morning, Soy. Look at my wheat is ready to harvest. There are like no mobs. This is the first time I've seen 0 mobs in like hours of gameplay in this world. It's wild. Anywho. So yeah, since the last stream I've added more grass. I think I started adding the grass in the last stream. And I've started digging out this area to make like a tree farm. It has a tree. It has another tree. Amazing. So yeah, I want this tree farm to wrap all the way around like the grass does, which is going to take a lot of digging, which might be what we're doing in this stream mostly, is just digging. Which sucks because my nasals are doing the thing they like to do when I stream. Only when I stream too. Because I got on the bike early, was on it for 45 minutes, weightlifting time, amazing. I lifted weights 1 time last year. Actually, I think I did it twice last year in December. Pretty epic. So, let me take another sip of the coffee, and then we're gonna figure out what we want to do today. And what we want to talk about. That's the other thing. I could talk about what we were talking about in VC yesterday. Oh boy. All the deep topics. The deep discussion. There are some deep discussions that happen in life. Like late in the evening in a Discord VC. Like some of the deepest discussions I've had in my life have been in that circumstance. Let's harvest all this wheat. Not that we really need it at this point. We have, look, in case you're here just on the streams, look at all this. Look at all this food. We are drowning in it. We're drowning in cobble too. Uh-oh. Gotta watch where I walk here. Okay. And then I have to crouch and slowly replant. This reminds me of your original Indev Plus world. Yeah, it kind of is vaguely similar to that. We are deep bros, what can we say? We are so deep, dude. What really rips in your 30s? Just having like deep conversations with your bros, man. We're referencing this dude. He's on YouTube and Instagram. I forget what his name is at the moment. I think his name is like Josh, but it's spelled weird. Like Jawsh. Something like that. And his whole shtick is just being like an over-the-top dude bro who's just like vibing about everything. Like, dude, you ever just go outside in the morning and feel that crispy air? Anywho. And by the way, I discovered this guy after I had made up Josh the CEO. And then I saw this guy and I was like, this dude is basically doing that, except the character is not a CEO. I haven't eaten a thing today, except for these grapes. Yesterday I had spaghetti for dinner. It was fantastic. I had spaghetti in a minute. I make spaghetti with some ragu. I don't make homemade sauce or anything. I'm not Italian like that. Yeah. Oh, need more seeds. There we go. Perfect. All right, now I can go put this stuff away in the plants chest. The plants chest. Beautiful. Amazing. Okay. Just look at that guy. Just overachiever right there. Saw a chicken. Should I go kill it? Probably should. Anywho, I don't really have the diamonds, so I'm just going to keep rocking the iron for digging this stuff. But I'm going to keep digging. I'm not sure how... When it comes to making this outer ring a tree farm, it becomes problematic in terms of torch spacing, because I have this semi-consistent torch spacing thing going on, and then once you get here, it's going to fall apart, because I want my trees to be evenly spaced. I don't want a tree over here, and there's a torch 1 block away over there, and 2 blocks away. That doesn't make any sense. Yes, crispy. Crispy indeed. So I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do in terms of that. Also, I still don't know if these trees are even going to grow. Like, I was able to get them to grow in even less space than this with some bone meal, but I've yet to see them grow in this particular given space. So I don't know what's going to happen. Like, this might be a failed experiment. I don't know. I might have to knock this wall out another 2 blocks. I don't know. So we will see. But for now, we are going to cut some stone. Yes. Do the thing, guys. My torch spacing is a little weird because of how I based it on the farm here, and that it kind of works, but then it gets weird in some spots. Because like here we have that kind of space, then here we have more space, 3 block space, 4 block space. But it's consistent in terms of how it lines up with this stuff. It's got like radial symmetry. Did I just say symmetry? Symmetry. It's got symmetry. It gets goofy. It gets funky. It gets funky. Oh, this song is awesome. Heck yeah, dudes. So anywho, what is there to talk about in life? Well, it's January 10th. We're 10 days into the new year. And I've been doing this thing this year called the Mile a Day Challenge. I may have mentioned it last time. I don't know. But I've been successful so far. I've either ran at least a mile or walked more than a mile, like substantially more than a mile every day this year so far. So there's so much cleanup to do. Method over here is checking out the code of, I would assume, Indev Plus. Indev Plus is like abandonware at this point. Abandonware, that's an old term, isn't it? Boom, 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 boom. Heck yeah. So much stone. So much cobble, and it's gonna fill up all my chests and my inventory. It's gonna take up so much room, it's gonna fill up everything. There's gonna be no more room. I'm gonna have to clean up things and move things around and stuff. I had to keep this old code bloat, old AI system, until I migrate all 60 plus mobs to the new system. Oh, jeez. Bloatcraft. Alright, so I've got some junk down here. You just saw nothing, fellas. You saw nothing. It's all under construction. Bloatcraft. There's chickens. So yeah, I'm doing that. I'm doing the mile a day thing, and I'm making shorts about it every single day. They're not like particularly produced short. They're very simple. But I'm doing that on the YouTube channel Missing Trails. If you feel like checking that out, that's my other channel. I have like 2 other channels. One is where I occasionally post things that aren't Minecraft, like very rarely. Like gaming stuff that isn't Minecraft. It's just called Steel TV. And then I have Missing Trails, which is like my IRL channel, basically, if you could call it that. I'm not sure that's the most accurate descriptor, but it's something like that. There's something about just digging. Like when you really get into it and you have the time and you have the focus, just digging out something like this in Minecraft and making it all geometric and purdy. I like it. It's a good time. It gives me that flow state that everybody talks about. You gotta have the flow state, man. I remember I used to get the flow state making my my videos back in the day. There was a time when I was spending, or there's a few weeks or a few months when I was spending pretty much all my free time making Minecraft videos, which I don't even know if I would recommend at this point, but it was basically my only hobby for a while, so it kind of made sense. At least in the winter. In the summer, I would still go ride my bicycle and stuff, but yeah, but there was a time, and that was when I was like pumping out a video a week for a short while. Like if I get into the right flow state, that there was a day when I just got up on a Saturday morning and it was like, I am going to crank out a video today, and then I did. I just got up. I had some breakfast and some caffeine. I started my recording. I just got into it. And just started editing and just did it all day. Had some lunch somewhere in there. Probably pizza rolls or something awful for me. I get my flow state after having drank a bunch of coffee. Oh, I know the feeling, like Ghost Energy. Probably my favorite energy drink when I used to drink those. It didn't always work, but under just the right circumstances, and I could never figure out what those circumstances were, but under just the right conditions, I could drink a Ghost Energy and just have like hours of like hyper focus on whatever it was I wanted to do. Oh. Nah, it's okay. It's okay. You cat. Yeah, it's annoying. Yeah, but you're gonna miss it someday, trust me. Someday you're gonna miss him when him being like that. Hooray. We have a tree. It grew. There's room around it. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay. So we know the trees will grow down here. I'm gonna grab one of these real quick. Did I just lose that block of dirt? I think I did. I can save it. There we go. Pick block. Look at that. We have pick block. That's amazing. Chickens. I've taken to killing the chickens. I don't normally do that, but I figured out that if I just keep killing the chickens all the time, and just I get enough flint from mining, that allows me to get arrows. So the way I mine, like with the strip mining, it gets me plenty of gravel, and therefore plenty of flint. And if I just kill the chickens, I no longer hurt for arrows, so that's awesome. Let's put some torches here. And we're going to put a tree right here after we cut this one down. Actually, no, I'm not going to cut this one down yet. I'm going to put that there for now. We now have a third tree, and we're going to have a fourth tree somewhere over here as well. And then what I'm going to do with this space, it's just kind of awkward. I don't know. Find a zombie spawner area. I haven't done that yet. Yeah, I did. That's right. We did find the skelly spawner, didn't we? That's another project I should do. Is turning that into a. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Turning it into a farm. Yeah. Which would give me like infinite bones. You know that I'm just. He's so old. He still acts like he's two. So. Yes. My cat used to... I couldn't have him in the room when I was like recording or anything, because he would want to... He would get up on my desk and then go behind my computer and then try to lay like on my hand as I was using the mouse, and just like get it all up in the space there. And, yeah. Get a lot of good stuff from zombies. That's true. I can get like random crap from them. That's true. I am not going to go searching for a zombie spawner. Okay, that's not how you find spawners. I mean, yes, you can find it by searching, but it would take hours. It could take hours, and I might just waste my entire life doing it. I'd rather just let serendipity guide me to a spawner someday. If it happens, it happens. You know. If it doesn't happen, oh well. I need the smooth stone. What music is this? Skip. Sonic and chill, heck yeah. Here we go. Mm-hmm. You're gonna look for a spawner again on your stream today? Nice. Your Indev stream. I need the smooth stone. Not that one, this one. I keep thinking it's over there. Smooth stone, and we'll just put some of this cobble away. Look at that, some... Okay. The one song was too low energy, this is too high energy right now. Let's try this. Oh, you're alpha, nice, nice. You're done with Indev forever. I will never think about Indev again. The word Indev will never again find its way upon my lips. Ich kann nicht stoppen, Vater. Actually, there's a German word that looks an awful lot like the English word fart. But it's like fährt. It's like F-A-E or A with an umlaut, either one. RT, and I forget what it means. It doesn't mean fart. But I remember that word from German class in high school because we all thought it was very funny. At least I thought there was that word. Am I wrong? Am I going crazy? Like, somebody fact check me real quick. I can't exactly Google while streaming. Oh, F-A-H-R-T. Okay. I knew something was wrong with how I was doing it. I was like, that can't be right. But, okay. Sorry for the momentary misinformation, fellas, but yeah. That's right, because German has the verb tense stuff going on. It's kind of like one of the main ways, you know. It has the more complex articles than English does. Whereas English is just like word order and adjectives everywhere. That's how we say everything. Lots of word order stuff. Lots of adjectives. I mean, we have our tenses too, obviously. But English. Oh my gosh, my throat. Wow. It just won't let up today. I should see a doctor about my endless sinus issues that I've had since I was like 14. But I never will. Man, this music is all like sad boy hours all of a sudden. I can vibe with that, that's fine. I should stop saying the word vibes. I say the word vibes too much. Alrighty, we are almost to our fourth tree. This is not going to be the most efficient tree farm in the world, but maybe it will look nice when it's all said and done. Am I going to return to Indev Plus next week? That's a question that may be on some minds. The answer is maybe. I'm kind of enjoying Alpha Recrafted right now. But I will return to Indev Plus at some point, but because I have unfinished business in my world over there. This update makes the deserts more deserty, which sucks because I just discovered a desert, which means in order to find out what made them more deserty, I have to find a new desert. And by that I assume you added the sinking sand. Alpha Reshaft, yes, based. I almost put Alpha Reshafted in the thumbnail, just as a joke. But I restrained myself. Alright, the trees will grow eventually. Oh, something that feels more natural to Alfred. Look at the pigs. Look at these critters. Oh, here's something. Something that I could talk about. If Soy's okay with it. Because Soy was talking about it yesterday. But the question is, It's a simple question. Like, okay, we've all been playing, a lot of us have been playing Minecraft for many years. You know, for 5, 10, 15 years at this point. Some people. And so the question is, like, why do you still play Minecraft? Like, especially if you're, like, in your late 20s or 30s or whatever. Let's talk about the vibes, he says. Yeah, I really like the way that, like, the not smooth lighting is kind of the tiles or whatever. I don't know what I'm talking about. But yeah, the question is like, why do we still play Minecraft? All these, I play it for the vibes. Yes, that's the #1 reason to play any game. If you're not playing it for the vibes, like, what do you do? What are you even doing in life? My coffee gets cold too fast. I'm having to like chug it at the end because it gets cold so fast. Coffee doesn't really work unless you sit there and sip it, you know? Just having it next to you and sipping it occasionally, it gets cold too fast. You don't even enjoy the game much anymore? Dang. It's just relaxing. Yeah, but even then, like, you're still just drawn back to it for whatever reason. It's like you can't escape it. And there goes another pickaxe. This is definitely going to be a digging stream, I can tell. Do a lot of digging today. Yeah, for me, if I had to answer the question, like, what brings me back to Minecraft after all these years, still playing it. I think it's just, especially since like there's no other game that really has this kind of draw on me. Like, there's other games that I dabble in, sure. You know, there's games that I do go back to every now and again. But nothing quite like Minecraft. Nothing that just like keeps me interested. Like almost any day, I can pull up some form of Minecraft and have a good time, you know, in almost any mood, which is different from pretty much any other game for me. Honestly. So yeah, so it becomes a really good question. Like, what keeps me engaged after all these years? Just continuously engaged. To varying degrees, but it's always there. I have to think about it. It's kind of an intuitive thing for the most part. Like, I could sit here and like say analytical things, but it's stuff we all already know. Oh yeah, it's creative self-expression. It's got a simple gameplay loop of gather resources and then do things with them. What else is there to say? Golly. That I've only been enjoying my playthrough because I play it once a week. I mean, you still play it once a week though. You still keep going. Like, there's no rule. There's no, you know, law compelling you to keep playing Minecraft. It's like, what compels you at this point? Is like the question. Especially since, yeah, sometimes it gets boring. You know, sometimes I'm like, I kind of don't feel like I'm doing anything in Minecraft right now. Happens to me. Happened to me with the 2025 world I was playing in beta. I was just like, I'm actually monumentally bored with this, and all I can think of is to build this stupid tower after I build my starter base, and then it's like, but when can this be over? Good morning, Warrior Alex. OG. The OG himself. For a dungeon and redstone. Nice. Yeah, Warrior Alex, we were just talking about the question of, and so Soybean brought this up to me yesterday. The question is, we all play Minecraft, right? And a lot of us have been playing it for 5, 10, even 15 plus years. And so what keeps us coming back to Minecraft? What keeps drawing us in after so many years of playing the same game over and over in countless different ways? What keeps us coming back to it? I'm trying to figure it out for my own answer. Because, like, I want to think of something that's not just, like, the obvious stuff. Like, oh, here's a description of the gameplay loop and why it's engaging. Wow, congratulations. I'm trying to come up with something a bit better than that. Because there's plenty of other games that I like and have nice, loops, I guess. Well, not all games are really based on a perpetual loop. Like, a lot of games, have obviously a beginning and an end, and that has got to be one of the things that's different about Minecraft for sure. Is it's how open-ended it is. It might be the most open-ended game in existence, or the most open-ended type of game. Like, maybe there's other games that are, similarly open-ended, but the ones that I can think of, they're all kind of like Minecraft. Very similar to it. Okay. Oh, I wanted to make more torches, so I need this many sticks, and I need more coal. There we go. Put the rest of that away. We'll have a stack of this. May as well cook it. Beep. Where's my flint go? It goes over here. Awesome. Alright. Alright, we good. Oh, I'm bringing up dirt. I got some dirt. Maybe because it's a personal experience each time and it's your own adventure with struggles and goals and personal achievements. That's true. That's true. Yeah. Like, there's really no other game, in my experience, that has been so much... It's like you project your own narrative onto Minecraft. It's not like pretty much any other game has some kind of a narrative to it. Like, even simple games like Mario. Okay, there is a narrative, and you're playing. And the character, like, Nintendo likes to make Mario and Link very simple characters that you can project yourself onto, but you're projecting yourself into their story. Whereas Minecraft doesn't provide that story. You can just project your own onto the game, which, like we've all seen, has been a big thing with Minecraft YouTube videos since the beginning. Like, Minecraft Let's Players have always just made up their own stories, made up their own lore. From everything from, like, Yogscast their old videos, all the lore that was in there, or from that to like Hermitcraft or something, you know, that they I always like to have like build lore or whatever else it is. I remember what got me into old school Minecraft, like so many others, was Grian's Evo series, and they had like the Watchers, the symbol and all that, and all the world building they were doing there. And then I had my own in my series, my Minecraft 10 years ago. I had the Ancients, the mysterious Ancients, who left me this book, and every time I was like didn't know what to do, I would consult the book, you know. Method says, I love the exploration aspect, as you may already know. Yes, I happen to know that you love islands. Nomadic playthrough style. That's what I want to do if I do like a Indev Plus stream series, a new one. I want to do like a nomad play style and just keep walking, basically. I think that's probably part of it too, since Warrior Alex is always more to discover in terms of terrain generation. Shadow of Israfel, yeah, that's right, yeah. That was the Yogcast thing I was thinking of. And even, like, I have a playlist of, like, ancient Minecraft Let's Plays. Like, going all the way back to Classic. And even in Classic, people were doing that. They were making their own lore, their own worlds. So, some of them even did, like, series. Like, here's a... If you go to my channel page, and you look for playlists, and you'll find something called, like, Early Minecraft Let's Plays. And that's the one to look at. That's got the good stuff. There's other playlists that have old Minecraft videos, but it's not necessarily anything. Not all of it is interesting in any way to me personally. But the old early Minecraft Let's Plays, I like those. And you'll see that, like, even from the very earliest days of people making videos in this game, all the way back in Classic, they were doing that. They were projecting these stories onto the world, or using this world as a medium for building a story or whatever, something like that. Life is kind of a place of various aspects of life can converge in a way to show your personality. Method, for example, takes a ton of inspiration from games, more medieval environments. Yeah. I think early on, a lot of people like played Minecraft as if it were a medieval, like an implied medieval setting. You used to see just castles everywhere. Steelcat streams wholesome chungus, old MC good. Method streams old MC sucks. All MC suck. Yeah, in this house we hate Minecraft. We play it out of pure spite and self-loathing. Nah, just kidding. Anywho. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. Beautimus. Alright. And the digging goes on. Oh, we're out of... what's it called? Pickaxe. I was trying to remember what it was called. Like, my brain was coming up with some really dumb words. I don't know why my word processing part of my brain is acting up this morning. But that's okay. My brain was like... My brain almost came up with like a Pokemon name, trying to remember what a freaking pickaxe is called. I was like combining the word torch mentally. And I have no idea why. Guess I'll cook these, may as well. How are we doing on stuff? Yeah, inventory's okay. Good enough. I mean, it's a mess, but what are you gonna do? Just try to organize it a little bit. Some form or fashion. Excuse me, guys. Warrior says we hate it because we love it. So true. Hello, welcome, Zoo6041 to the stream. Soybean, welcome back. Welcome back, my dude. What we're doing right now, this is Vibe Central. I know. We are just vibing with a pickaxe and my declining mental state. That's okay. I believe this world is not all there is. It's gonna be alright. Eventually. It just might be a long time. Excuse me, piggies. Vibes. Dude, I really like the crispy vibes of old school Minecraft. Look at all these cows, it's wild. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and there was an earlier one, so that makes 10. That's the second time I've seen a flock of 10. Not a flock, a herd. I don't know, a herd of 10. The other day there were 10 sheep that spawned in at once. Today it was 10 cows. It's interesting. I wonder if that pattern is meaningful in the code or not. It's like something that actually is reflected in the code, or if I'm just hallucinating. We're almost to the corner, my dudes. My base is going to be so based. Get it? Because it's a base. That was painful. That was painful. That was painful to do to myself, honestly. The things that just happened are not okay. The grass sounds like crunching lettuce. Crunchy lettuce. I do not want to imagine what crunchy lettuce is like. Starts to look like a palace thingy down there with all the pillars. Yeah, it kind of does. Groups are between 3 and 8, if I remember correctly. So you probably got 2 groups. Okay. Okay. Hostiles 1 to 4. Okay. Look at this cave down here. I wonder what's down there. There is a source of light that makes me feel just curious enough to go check it out. Is there a torch down here? There is. So I've been down here for whatever reason. Is this part of my, like, the caves that I've explored from... Seriously, what Y level is this? 34, okay. Huh. Well, that's interesting. So it just connects all the way back up to here. Wow. Ain't that something? May as well grab the iron, I suppose. Hero Brian has been here. No, this is me. This is definitely me. it's amazing how it connects from all the way down at Y level 16 where I do my mining. I mean, I guess it makes sense because I've been digging down, and this cave clearly was tunneling upwards, so which is kind of interesting. Accidentally stumble upon a loop like that. See, current background music reminds me of Mirror's Edge on the piano. You think Herobrine gets sick of people doing spooky things for the last 15 years? He gets sick of doing spooky things. I don't know. Like maybe, like, does he get benefits? You know? Like, I wonder how much he gets paid for all that. All the haunting he has to do to the Minecraft players. Like, does he work for a union? Is it a union job? And if so, how much does it pay? Can I have it? Can I get this job? Is it a good job? I don't know. There's so many unanswered questions when it comes to that. You know? Unions, good or bad? I don't know. That's just a question that popped into my mind. I'm thinking of becoming an electrician. Start studying that later this year when I have the money to study it. Isn't it great? You need money just to study crap so you can make money. Anyhow. But, like, should I go union or no? It's like, I don't know. Because it's always like a big debate. It's one of those things that so many people seemingly have strong opinions about. And some people are like, go union, it's the only way you're gonna get taken care of. And other people are like, if you go union, you're a wimp. You should do what I do, work 90 hours a day, make all your own money. I make $147 million a year just wiring houses and fixing faucet leaks. It's like, okay, dude, whatever. Good for you. It's fine to be that guy, like that guy that can do that. Like, that's awesome. You know, if you got that kind of drive and you're gonna do that, that's awesome. Just don't make it a source of pride and act like you're better than everybody else because that's how you live your life. You know, that's what annoys me about that. And what's happening in chat? He doesn't get moves as often, so I think things are a bit easier for him nowadays. That's true. He used to have to keep finding a new job every update. He's paid by Mojang. The unit of what I heard, you're painfully slow. You can live for a certain amount and pay stays equal. Later says, no, use YouTube University like I did with programming. YouTube University, the only downside is making bad mistake. Crashes your computer. Bad electrical mistake usually crashes your heart. Oh my gosh. That's great, but if you clearly work harder than someone else and they get paid the same, it can be insulting. Yeah, fair enough. So, I don't know. I'm just going to have to figure it out as I go along. Because I don't really know what it's like in that world yet. Like, I've been blue collar my whole adult life, but not, like, skilled trades blue collar. You know, it's just kind of like whatever job I can frickin' find blue collar. Okay. Which makes me... It's always made me feel a little disappointed in myself because, like, in growing up in school, like I was one of the quote unquote semi gifted children. Okay, so I could become anything I wanted to be because I was smart enough and I could get the grades and I could do whatever I want. Problem with being that smart, I guess, is that some people are that smart and they just go somehow. I don't know how they do it, but they just go. But then other people like me just like question everything, and I look at like the path that I'm expected to take in life, and I'm like, I kind of don't care. Like, there's nothing that motivates me to go in that direction. I guess is kind of what happened to me. Something like that happened to me growing up. So I did. What happened to this? What is this tree doing? What is this tree? What is this extra foliage? It's just like a pseudo tree. Does this tree get cancer? Is this a tumor? I don't know. Anyway. Boss makes $1, I make a dime. That's fine. Company time. I do poop on company time. I make a point to do it every single day. Just work 10 times slower. Easy. Yes. That's all you gotta do. Become the lousiest worker around. Yeah. I'm trying to get a raise at work because what I'm being paid is objectively not enough. Like, it's not like, oh, it'd be nice to get paid more. It's like, no, pay me more or I'm going to die. In like, within several months. It's like, bruh. Like, if they don't raise my pay, it's gonna be, I'll survive, but like, I'm gonna have to start cutting a lot of like I don't know what's gonna happen. Like, I don't want to really. I'm not good with the numbers of financial math. That's the problem. I never really had a head for financial math. It's probably part of the ADHD thing. Like, everything is just too chaotic up here for me to make sense of like things that are the money that's flowing in and out. And I've always struggled with calendar math too. So, and I think those are kind of psychologically, mentally related in how you do the math. Or sometimes I go to the bathroom at work and people are sleeping in the stalls. That's just wild. Falling asleep in the stall. That's just wild, dude. I can't imagine just going to work and sleeping in the stall. Like, if I did that, I think I'd walk out and go to my boss and be like, can you please fire me? Clearly, I'm not fit for human society. You just put me out of my misery. Yeah. Yeah, all I can do, really, like, I can't really, I'm not really good at keeping track of it, so you have to, like, micromanage everything, and micromanaging is pretty much impossible when you have ADHD. So, what I have to do is I just have to, make up rules. That's what I had rules for a while that worked for me. You know, simple rules, like, don't go shopping while hungry, you know? But now, well, number one, I'm married. So that just, basically, there's a whole other person that has interests and stuff, and sometimes that make things more complicated. And it makes it more complicated to work together. And I'm definitely not saying that's bad, it's just more complicated. But, yeah, we spent a lot of money in November and December, for obvious reasons. I mean, everybody does during that season. So, for the next couple months, we're trying to buy, like, literally nothing. Groceries and bills, and that's it, pretty much, for the next couple of months. Ever seen rain in this version of the game? No, but there is rain in this mod. It looks different. It's basically just the classic rain code ported and then made to work like rain does in later versions. That made no sense. Soybean says, it drives me insane if you use the bathroom and these old parts are just zonked out in there. I think I'd fire myself at that point. I'm done. I need to go be a hobo if this is how I'm going to live my life. Like, why even have a job? To my wife, I'm sorry. It didn't work out. You can have everything. I'm going to go be a hobo because that's what I deserve. Yes, it does rain in this mod, but there's no sounds, yeah. No sound effect at all. You use PayPal? I tend to avoid PayPal these days. I don't really trust them anymore. Doesn't allow overdrafting your debit card. That's good, which is nice. Keep all my money in the savings account. Specifically, you have to take out a specific amount of money I need. Yeah, I'm trying to get to where I live pretty much on cash day to day. Like the one exception might be filling up the gas tank at the gas station. Filling up my car at the gas station. Because it's hard to predict how much that's going to cost. Because it changes over time. But I could try to do it with cash. Just walk in there. Be like, hey, I need some gas on pump 10, please. Here's 30 bucks. But then if I don't spend the 30 bucks, then I gotta go walk back in. I gotta go. Just sounds like a hassle. But that's the thing, is I gotta learn to deal with the hassles. Because I do not have the kind of finances to be able to just buy my way out of all my problems and inconveniences. It's just not my life. Method's next evolution, Hobo Plus. Hold on. It says I'm gonna be a hobo in 2 months. Can't wait. A lot of recurring bills might be annoying to keep track of. I have a credit card with incredibly low limit. Rely on cash, but it's hard these days. It is very hard these days. Yeah, if I can manage to just live on the cash this month, that'll be great. But I'm gonna need to work as much overtime as I can next week, so that I worked 4 or 5 hours of overtime this week. I want to try to get more than that next week if I can. What sucks is my second paycheck pretty much gets eaten up by rent and utilities every time. But if I can make more overtime, I can have a little bit left over to help me survive. And then not just rely on the credit card to, like, get groceries at that point, you know. It's like, oh yeah, I want to feed my family, so I'm going to go into debt. It's like, no, this is what I'm trying to avoid. Isn't that sucky, though, that I'm about to say it? We live in a society. We live in a society where it's like, yeah, I need to feed my family, so I guess I'm just going to go into debt. But we also simultaneously, like, that's like, oh, I'm a victim. But simultaneously, we also live in a society where people are like, I'm bored. I'm going to go into debt on a $20,000 vacation. And I'll be fine. It's like, no, you frickin' won't. I'm going to go into debt to buy this car. And then that's the other thing. Yeah, we always go into debt to buy cars and houses. It's like we just can't buy a car or a house without going into massive amounts of debt. Why? And then you get these financial gurus say all these words. They say a lot of words. Okay, that's something I've noticed. Because I have like a secondary Facebook account that I haven't like followed or liked anything on, and it shows me just like whatever people are looking at, like whatever's trending. And so I get these financial guru accounts, and they say the most ridiculous, like out of touch crap all the time. Like I have no idea, but they're throwing out all these numbers that I can't imagine having in a million years. And it's like, yeah, if you just like if you throw 10,000 a month into a blah 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 blah, it's like, what do you mean 10,000 a month? Who are you talking to, Jeff Bezos? Like they're always talking to like these upper middle class people who already have money, but can't be responsible with it. Let's see. Where Alex says, if you have a lot of recurring bills, it might be annoying to always keep track of. That's true. I have a credit card. Method's next. Somehow. We need to somehow get Method to the States. Legally, of course, gonna have to pay off someone to make it happen. Yes, we do. We need to bring Method over here. Overtime tax will be given back in the tax refund this year, from what I heard. Oh, that's cool. It says, I'm bored, time to gamble. Based. Just live in your car to 10,000 a month. I don't know. Or even if it's just like, oh, put 2,000 a month. I wish I could pull up examples of stuff, but really, if you just like go onto any social media site and you look for a financial guru, and they'll have names like, you know, like real money tips or whatever the heck, like money tips. Like if you just go on it's probably the best search you could do. Go onto any social media site and search money tips, and you will find the most out of touch crap you've ever read in your life. Because their money tips are always like, yeah, if you happen to have like a bunch of money in the bank account, you can invest it this way. It's like, oh, fantastic. I have $47 and a stick of bubble gum in my bank account. What am I going to do with it? The real trick to becoming rich is to become a convincing money guru. Based. Pick down a survival for credit. Survive or die type situation. Yeah, I really don't like living off the credit card. But the past couple months, that's pretty much what I've been doing, to be honest. So I really need to like stop doing that. It's bad for me. Money tips be like, just live life like hell until you're 65, then you can enjoy life. Yeah, that's what's his name? The money guy. Like the money guy, like the original, like money tips dude. That everybody talks about. He's an old white guy. And like he sits back in his chair and he folds his arms, and then he listens to somebody on the phone who's like telling him their woes, and the guy on the phone always did something monumentally stupid, like, yeah, I took out a $20,000 loan on a cheese grater company to start a cheese grater company, and it fell through because there's not that much of a market for new cheese graters. It's like, you dumbass. And then I took out another $400,000 to buy a house that I was never able to flip because I don't know how to flip houses. The retirement year is projected to be 2071. I'll be over 70 by then. Yeah, Dave Ramsey, that's the guy. Yeah, that's the guy. Yeah. But the guys on the phone that he talks to always, like, they did something so monumentally stupid, it's just hilarious. It's like, and what's crazy about some of the stuff they do is, first of all, they had to have money they had to actually have some money in the bank account to do the monumentally stupid crap that they did, and and, and now they're like ridiculous amounts in debt. But, hey, I can't be one to talk, okay? I've got a ridiculous amount of debt because I decided I'm gonna go to college. What a great idea! I'm gonna go to college. That's what I should do. I'm gonna go to college. Now, to be fair to myself, I was systematically indoctrinated for years to go to college, like everybody in my generation was. So, what can I say? It worked. The indoctrination worked. I thought my only option was I got to go to college or I'm going to be poor. What happened? I went to college and now I'm poor. Lesson, kids, don't go to college. It's bad for you. It'll make you poor. College is for rich people. Okay, if you're already rich, go to college. Have fun. If you're not rich, don't go to college. It's not going to make you rich. It's just going to give you massive amounts of debt. Especially if you don't know what you're doing. Like, I didn't know what the heck I wanted to do in life, but I was programmed from birth. Like, you're going to go to college someday. Okay. All you got to do is take out a loan. It'll be fine. You'll pay it off later. Okay. His passion for cheese exceeded the size of his wallet. Yes. Okay, what my retirement year is, because I won't be alive by then. Based. Yeah, I don't expect to go to a retirement home. I expect to go to the decommissioned worker drone slums. Hi, Dave. I wanted to ask you about a snow plowing company I started in Hawaii. Yeah, pretty much. Nathan says, I hope I won't make it past 30. Ah, man, you don't gotta say that. Man. Can't confirm. College is a scam nowadays. Yeah, it pretty much is. Like, I genuinely, like, I don't regret, like, every class I took, but I regret the general course of, like, oh, I'm going to go to college and just, like, go into a bunch of debt and it'll be fine. I think that was probably the dumbest thing I could have done, because I didn't know what I wanted to do. Especially since I started out by going to a stinking university. Like, later on I figured out, oh, I'm going into debt really fast. I should go to a community college until I figure out what I'm doing. What I really should have done is, like, I should just drop out of this whole damn thing and go get a job, just any job, which is what I did eventually. Eventually, I just got a job and, well, I got a job while taking part-time classes, and then I figured out, you know, this still isn't working out, so I'm just going to stop doing this altogether. Because I'm just going into debt year after year, little by little, for nothing. But yeah, the whole narrative of, like, you're going to turn 18, and then you're going to know exactly what you want to do for the rest of your entire miserable life. And you're going to go study that for 4 to 8 years, and then you're going to make so much money, and then you're going to do that for 40 years, and then you're going to retire on a golf course and yell at the kids to get off your lawn, and then you're going to die. That whole narrative is just absurd to me now. But it's what we were all fed growing up in America. Dude says you basically find a job in order to be able to take out credit. You keep returning the credit while you get paid. Even if it's not a lot, you use the work money for food and stuff, and the rest is for in case. Yeah, this is why I regret uni. Some good this diploma is doing you, and they're just looking for experience. I wasted 5 years of my life. Yeah. They're always looking for experience. You gotta have experience. Okay? And then what? What do you mean? And, like, what happens when you die? Like, who's gonna train anybody? Since nobody has any experience. Well, we'll just hire more people with experience. No, you don't get it. Eventually, there's going to be nobody with experience. If you only hire people with experience, eventually, all those people are just going to die out. and no one is going to learn your trade, and it's going to be gone. Cynical Steel Cat coming out again. Oh boy. It's true though, like seriously. If you don't want to hire people and train them, the logical outcome is that eventually all the people with experience will die. And there will be nobody left to train anybody. Levine says, I got a job in high school and thought I'd have a career for life, and that didn't work out, so it sucks either way. But at least I didn't have college debt. That's true. And it says, not to mention I thought I wanted to do game design, but that is just my hobby. Can't blame yourself. This was the public opinion in the 2010. Now there's a ton of jobless college graduates with a ton of debt they were promised would be paid off. Not to mention the industry has no future. Replaces with AI. Yeah. Yeah. They want to replace all kinds of things with AI now. They're like, we're going to code with AI. We're going to... Yeah, that's one of the reasons I'm like, you know, maybe a computer job is not for me. Because any job that they're going to replace with AI is just not a good idea right now. I think we still have a few decades before they figure out how to replace the rest of us with frickin' robots. So I'm probably better off getting a higher skilled manual labor job. If I can manage to get into an apprenticeship or something, I don't know. And let me guess, you probably hate people too, which means customer service of any kind is not what you're going to be getting into. You probably don't want a phone job. I certainly wouldn't want a phone job. I really don't know how I come across to the customers that I do serve right now. Which, I mean, they're just like contractors and stuff mostly. It's not like I'm going to people's houses anymore like when it was a mover. But when it was a mover, like I was part of a team, so I just let the... You know, the team usually has like some charismatic guy or two on the job who are going to be more chit-chatty with the customers and keep everybody happy and getting along, you know. So I didn't really have to worry about it there. But my current situation, like making deliveries by myself mostly, I always wonder how do I come across as rude? Because like I might, I don't know. Because I'm not much of a people person. A little bit of social anxiety going on there. But I know that like just looking at, trying to imagine myself from the outside, I might appear that I just don't like these people. You know, that I'm like, oh, I have to deal with you again. You know, like no, I don't really feel that way. But I don't know, it might come across that way. Just my. Even just my lack of friendliness. Not necessarily an overt unfriendliness, just a lack of friendliness. Well, if someone goes through college and then companies don't hire them, even though they have the degree that shows they are the best candidate, those companies are to blame. Yeah, that's pretty true. Greed ruins lives. And the AI age, we're screwed. Yeah, that's right, Zoo. I had a phone job before, it was awful. Yeah, I could not do a phone job. We need more incentive to hire new, unexperienced workers. I'm sure what incentive can be given, though. I don't know. The new hires to work for free for a year, probably. Well, yeah, that was like unpaid internships. Unpaid internships. which are just completely absurd to me, because the only people who can do an unpaid internships are people who already have the cash. Okay, so basically you're hiring somebody and you're going to train them without paying them. So that means they have the money themselves, which means they don't need your money in any sense, which means they don't even need you. So is that really a good long-term investment if you're an employer? Like, what you really want is a mutually beneficial relationship. But if the person you're quote-unquote hiring has no need of your money, then they have no incentive to stay long-term, even if you treat them right. If that makes any sense. So I don't see how that's a smart investment, personally. I imagine companies would just hire those people, and once the year's up, they fire them. I think I've heard of that actually happening in real life. But yeah. Well, the thing is, and this is probably the most cutting thing I might say about this topic, is that even though we outlawed slavery, that doesn't mean we changed human nature such as that we wouldn't have slaves if we could. Okay. And I felt this, like, when I was a mover, and we would move. Not all rich people, but certain rich people that we would move. Okay. So some people were very nice. Some people were real good to us, and I remember those people fondly. I even remember one or two of them by name that we used to move repeatedly, do stuff for them. But there are some rich people that we moved for that, like, if slavery was still legal, they would have them. You know what I mean? Like they would have a few in their household, let's say. What we got going on here? No, I think it's technically possible to be rich without being greedy, but it's not very common because we are all susceptible to vices, unfortunately. Slavery very much still being used, but the state of slaves are just in other countries making our modern products like our phones. Oh, totally. Yeah. Absolutely. You know one? Interesting. And of course, we all want to say, if I was rich, if I had a bunch of money, I would be totally super duper not greedy with it, and I would be like a totally awesome guy who would be like, you know, totally not use his money for bad things or whatever. I would try to benefit the world. I'd try to use my gift for good, you know, something like that. We all want to think that, and I think that's something we should all strive for in our given capacities. Even now, even though we're not rich right now, we should still strive, you know, to do what good we can with what we have. But that doesn't mean that money isn't tempting once you've got it, you know. Like, it just does things to the human psychology when you've got a bunch of resources. Like, again, it's not universal. Like, I've met plenty of very generous people, but like when I was a mover, on average, most of my tips came from people who were barely making more than I was. You know, who were like lower middle class, that kind of deal. But rich people were the least frequent tippers, and the least likely to like offer you a water or something, you know. So, in a certain sense, well, it's like, you know what? I would love to have $1 million. In another sense, I'm like, what would $1 million do to me? What would it turn me into? Would it turn me into one of those people who doesn't see their fellow man as a fellow man, you know? Can you tell them to give me money? It's for a good cause. Fund the legacy. Yes, yes. You should start a Legacy Plus GoFundMe. If you had money, I would just invest in the projects I want to see. Can't blame you there. Yeah, that's a perfectly fine use of money. Sequels to obscure games I like, such as The Darkness 2. Everyone has a high moral standard until they realize the American comfort is produced by others, and we don't even thank them. Yeah. People in our own country and outside. Yeah, especially like our clothes and our phones and stuff being produced in the third world. Like people who are working in factories making like 10 cents a day or something ridiculous. And that's just sickening to me because on the one hand, there's two facets to it that I would say are messed up. One is it gives, insofar as it does drive down our prices, like through genuine means and not just greed. And I'll get to that aspect in a moment. Insofar as it does genuinely drive down our prices, it gives us wildly unrealistic expectations. But then too, because it's made so ridiculously cheap, it doesn't last long, so we have to keep buying it again, even if we aren't like buying too many things. But on the other hand, like we've forgotten how to, like most people don't know how to repair a pair of pants. Okay, like I sure don't. I don't think my wife does either. We just don't have those skills anymore because we just think, oh, we're gonna go and buy a new one because it's so cheap. You know, whereas maybe it wasn't that way 100 years ago or whatever. And then too, on the flip side, so that's kind of the blame on all of us, on the general populace. But then there's the blame on the rich people running these companies. Is that, you know, this super cheap labor just is like, oh, now I can, instead of making, you know, $300,000, I can make $3 million. Wow, amazing. Look at me. I'm so cool. I'm going to go buy a yacht. And I'm going to give my employees a 27-cent bonus because I want to, you know, give the little guy a thank you, you know. It's just like, holy cow. The more you have, the more you want, the less you want to give, sadly. That's true. Yeah. I think I mentioned this earlier, but one of the aspects of Christmas in the medieval period, Christmas as a feast, was the feasting of the poor. And it was something, whoever the rich guy was in town, basically, would put on this big party and invite like everybody in town. The rich, the poor, everybody, and they would all mingle, and it was all free, and everybody would just gather together and have it, you know. Which is something we've totally lost in our society. Like I'm definitely not an advocate of, like, you know, the New York mayor talking about his the warm embrace of collectivism or whatever. Well, it's not really collectivism so much as just like people at different places in the social hierarchy um, getting along and being good to each other. Like, I have a bunch of money. It's Christmas. Everybody eats, you know? Like, that's awesome. Like, we should still do stuff like that, but we don't. Or at least very few. Very rare. You know? Oops, wrong button. Yeah, I would like to try to give to others, like, something I noticed. I was in Nashville, like, the day after Christmas, and I saw these homeless people living by the river, and I was like, I was thinking to myself, do these people even know it's Christmas right now? And I was like, I didn't have anything, but I was like, I'm thinking, you know, maybe next year I should do something about that. I have a banana bread recipe that's really good, by the way. I like to give that to people at Christmas time. So maybe, I don't know, there's something that could be done there just to give somebody a semi-good day out of a rough life. It's also dangerous, though, because you never know what if people are... Some people on the streets are violent, okay? That's just a fact of life, unfortunately. Like 99% no. But there's a few, like, you gotta be careful. So, I don't know. It's just an idea. It's just an idea that popped into my head. In the Balkans, we repair electronics ourselves, based. Because they're worth as much as in the West, and we get paid 5 times less. Oh, wow. Okay. Mom has a sewing machine, and I kind of know how to use it if needed. I tend to rip my pants a lot. Yeah, I should definitely learn how to repair my own clothes. Breaks I can't afford to replace. Banana bread, yes. I can't share my recipe, it's too valuable to me. But I can share the bread, for sure. I've actually thought about selling my bread. I'm just like trying to start a small side business of just like selling the bread. So the recipe, I'll tell you where I got the recipe at the very least. I got the recipe, of all places. It was from a school assignment in like 4th grade in computer class when we were learning how to use Microsoft Word. And basically, it was a recipe and we had to like format it and add clip art and all this other stuff. And so I have the recipe to this day, and it still has the instructions from the assignment printed at the top. Because I never removed it. I just printed it out with the instructions in the 4th grade. And a lot of people that I've given it to have said it's like the best banana bread they've ever had. I'm like, where did this recipe come from? Because it's mysterious. Was it from the teacher? Did the teacher find it online? Did the teacher find it in a book somewhere? We have no idea. Nobody knows. All we know is that it's like one of the best banana bread recipes we've ever had. Warrior Alex OG says, our sense of community isn't as strong as it once was. The people who are well off usually only give to those they know, other than their community. Yeah, that's true. If they even give to the people they know, yeah. Soybean says, no! I'm not going to make a business from it, I just want to eat. I'll think about it, Soybean. I'll think about it, Soybean. Maybe next year, because right now I know you're on a diet, but... maybe next year I'll slip you the recipe. He's rich in banana bread knowledge and won't even spare an ingredient to the story. No, well, it can have nuts in it, but I usually don't put nuts in it. I actually prefer it without the nuts. I used to put nuts in it when I was a kid. I loved putting the nuts in it when I was a kid, but now I don't usually do that anymore. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure if I slipped you the recipe right now, I would like ruin your life plans. Bum, bum. I like how it's January and I've got Christmas music playing. This isn't a Christmas playlist. This is just one of Haladon's winter classical music playlists. But it just so happens that, yeah, sometimes that ends up playing Christmas music. I had 1 egg this morning. No toast? Dang. Not even keto bread or nothing? I had, what do you mean 1 egg? You need more protein than that. Anywho, I had like probably 3. I made 5 eggs and I probably ate like 3 of them. I scrambled them. I left the rest for my wife. And then I had like a couple little sausage patties on some keto bread. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, and a bowl of oatmeal. And no, I should clarify. The scrambled eggs, I make them with a little bit of salt and a kind of seasoning used in the Philippines called magic sarap. And sarap just means like, it's one of their words for tasty. So it's like, you could call it magic yum, basically. It's kind of what it is. And it's just little seasoning thing that they have. I like it to put it into eggs, makes yum. One egg. Oh yeah, 1 egg is tiny. I ate plenty for usually around lunch. Oh, okay. I gotta have my breakfast protein. Otherwise my brain just doesn't function right. Get a whole chicken breast and eat a lot of peanuts. I had a mad craving for pancakes this morning, but I was like, A, I don't have time, and B, I don't want to do that. I think all this getting out and jogging I've been doing, and walking and everything, is like our brains in like consume mode, you know. So I kind of have to hold back a little bit. Like, no, we're not just gonna consume all the food, okay? We're gonna restrain ourselves and eat like a normal person. Just keep the protein high enough, and we'll be fine. Magic Yum sounds like a kitchen device you buy in the 90s after watching a commercial. Yes, and you call the toll-free number. And if you call within the next 10 minutes, you get some bullshit included for free. I remember those. Oh my goodness. That is a kind of nostalgia, I guess you could call it. That is a form of nostalgia. I don't know if it's good or not, but it is nostalgia. Like, now that I've looked back and thought about it, I'm like, how would they even know that you called within exactly 10 minutes? Because like, the only way they would know is if they at the company know exactly when their commercials are being played by the network that's playing the commercials, by the television network that's playing the commercials. They would have to know that information. And I can't really think of a way that they would know that. Like, how would they know? How would they know? Unless they just like had the TV on, like, so that they could, and then start a 10-minute timer. Just right there in their calling center. I guess. I don't know. So I question those kinds of things now, you know, all these years later. Like, yeah, call it within the next 10 minutes and get whatever it is included. It's going to be awesome. Like, really? Really? You sure about that? Because that kind of sounds like BS. Like, maybe they just always included it, but in order to, like, create a sense of urgency, they said, oh, it's got to be within the next 10 minutes. So you're like, oh, get the phone now. We gotta get the included cheese grater cleaner. or whatever the heck it is. Oh yeah, there was a comedian I watched, Darren Streblo. That's right. His name is Darren Streblo, and he has this joke he makes about infomercials. You know, those infomercials always say something. This device is an amazing time saver. It's like I'm watching a 10-minute commercial for a cheese grater. I'm not worried about wasting time. Like, if I was worried about wasting time, I would not be watching this half-hour commercial for a cheese grater. Okay? I have a lot of torches down here. Look at that. We have a corner. We have a corner with trees. I'm gonna start cutting my trees down because I need the logs. Because I want to incorporate logs as a aesthetic in this place. So start cutting the trees down. Where Alex says I should start jogging. I think that 10-minute thing is probably a lot. Yeah, yeah. They give it to you no matter when you call. Yeah, I agree. Oop, there goes my... Oh, good, I have another one. That's awesome. Cheese grater is just so compelling and interesting, though. It can grate, it can shave, it can even crack an egg. That might... I don't even know if that's like an exact quotation, but it sounds so familiar that it might just be. Or it's just the kind of thing they would say in those commercials. Like, this device can do it all. It's amazing. Alright, I think I want to replace all these pillars with logs and see how it looks. Try to make this place look a little bit less cave-ish, you know? Give it a little bit of some other aesthetic besides. Oh, this is a cave. You live in a cave. So far, I don't dislike it. Yes, it's like the exact kind of thing they would say, yeah, in those infomercials. And it's always like some gimmicky thing that has like some highly specific use. Like they always try to sell it as like, oh, you're gonna do everything with this, everything. And then but like, it's like some overpriced, weird niche kitchen device that not very many people are ever gonna have. And you could have lived your whole life and just had like an oven and a stove like everybody else. You would have been fine. Okay, I don't dislike it, but it does clash with the roof. I have to change the ceiling. If this is gonna work, I'm gonna have to change the ceiling. I don't know how, but I'm going to. Might turn it into wood planks or something. The sham wow. Oh my gosh. The freaking sham wow. Yeah. It's like they act like they're selling the towel of the future. But I think all it was like the first big brand microfiber towel, and now like everybody has a microfiber towel, so the ShamWow isn't that big a deal anymore. A spatula can open a can of creamed corn. Haven't you always wanted a spatula that can open a can? Why would you buy a spatula that only does one thing? When you can have a spatula that does something else that you've never, ever thought of asking a spatula to do. Okay, yeah, that doesn't look terrible. That looks interesting. I kind of like it. I need to change the roof. The roof is, or the ceiling. I mean, the ceiling needs to change. Yeah, but that looks kind of nice, especially from down here. It looks real nice. Yeah, I like it. So yeah, I'm gonna do the logs. I'm gonna do the logs like this. I like the logs. What time is it? 9:50. The all-new can opener spatula. Are you tired of using your spatula and then having to reach for the can opener? And they show some guy in black and white just like struggling in life, suffering away in the kitchen, laboriously reaching for the can opener while trying to use the spatula. It doesn't matter if you never thought about doing it before. Now you can. Exactly. Now you can do this thing that has never crossed your mind in your entire life. Isn't it amazing? It's like, wow, I never did think about that. This could change my life. I'm just looking at the lighting. It felt a little bit dark in those spots, but I think it's fine. It'll look better once the grass grows. I think I should take a break from digging and like go caving or something. I've been doing a lot of digging today. I'm just gonna go caving and just let this stuff grow for a while, I guess. What was the other project I was gonna do? That's right. We have a skeleton spawner to think about. Boy, do we have the product for you. Oh my. Bulgaria, probably. Oh no. Jeez. Cheese and crackers. As a coworker of mine used to say way back then. Alrighty, just put your stuff away. Where's my wood? Look at that. Oh, I have more logs than I thought I did. This is great. I could replace more pillars than I thought. I could replace an extra pillar. I have to choose judiciously which pillar I will replace. On this one over here. Let's turn the rest into planks. Yeah. What should I do? I could do a colored wool for the roof, or I could do. Cause I mean, I have the wool at this point. I keep getting the sheep. I have like an entire row worth of wool right now. Or I could do wood planks. Just something warmer than the cold stone floor that I have right now, you know? Just try to cheer this place up a little, you know? Something like that. I could do like stone slab. Stone slab is kind of a warmer gray color. Make a Bulgarian flag. Why would I make a Bulgarian flag? If I'm gonna make a flag, I don't know. I have never made a pixel art flag in my life. I've never made pixel art in my life, except like really small stuff, like once or twice. You can't delete it from existence. I already have a copy of the definitive version 1.1.7_01. This game is perfect. Literally perfect. It needs nothing. If you add anything else, it would ruin Notch's vision. What was I going to do? That's right. I was going to... I'm thinking of... I don't know if I want to mess with the thing yet today, though. That's like a whole stream all its own, just to mess with the... to try to make a skeleton spawner. That might be a next week thing, honestly. So what could I do instead? I could talk about like what could we do with the wool? Like you're saying, make a flag. I'm like, you know what I don't have? I have like no dyes. I have no flowers. I need dye. Also, I need to start a cactus farm. Where's my sand? I'm gonna start a cactus farm. Where am I gonna start a cactus farm? Don't really know. I don't really have a good spot for it. Ah, I know where to put a cactus. Right there? Maybe? Eh? There's gotta be like some unused space somewhere. No, there really isn't. There really isn't a good spot for it at the moment. Maybe I could put a cactus farm outside. Up above. Because I have a modest reed farm up there. So maybe if I just go place some sand, I could put some cactus. What's this, man? Not planning to add anything else. I also want to do 2 more updates. I don't want to go to 1.2. Yeah, fair enough. Bulgarian and Ukrainian. Okay, well, I will think about not doing that. So, where do I want to put the sand? Right, let's cut you for now. I'm just gonna like start placing some sand over here. Let's make a sand area. So that I can have a cactus farm. I know I'm wasting sand right now. Sorry. Just kidding. I have no remorse. Ha ha ha. Let's see. Cool. Beautiful. Look at that. And then I'll just put a cactus over here and a cactus over here. And there's my cactus farm. We did it. Amazing. I still have this stuff, and there's just no point in these chests being here. But there's really no reason to remove them either, so just gonna ignore those. Ignore the existence of those things. I could put my reeds and my cactus in those chests. How many reeds do I have? 34. Nice. Alright, so I have my modest cactus farm begun. So I can start getting cactus, but I also want to get like other dyes because I have all this wool, all this wool, and no dyes. I'm gonna go grab wool like one more time, and then I'm gonna grab this wool just to complete the row. I need like 6 more wool to complete the row. To have a complete row of wool. Come here, Mr. Sheep. You are the one. You are the chosen one. Give me 2 wool. 2 wools, please. Ah, you are a great dude, my God. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oops. That. Do the French flag. This one. Oh, come on. Yeah, why do people always make fun of the French? Well, why is it always the French? Because if you... Historically, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Like, I think I've heard people make the point. Like, why do we make fun of the French for surrendering when in the 1800s they almost took over Europe? But I'm not sure... Some people would make the case, or maybe I would, maybe it's just me, maybe it's just my thought. But my thought would be, yeah, you could say the French did that, or you could say just like one angry short person did that. It depends on how you look at it. Just like one dude with severe little man syndrome just decided, I'm going to take over Europe. I'm going to be Alexander the Great 2.0. Okay, I'm going to put my trees away and my slabs and my wad. I don't have many torches. I should bring some extra torches. Let me get... Yeah, just bring this so I can make more torches. Just make the more torches now. Screw it. Just do it. Just do it. Quit messing around and do it. Okay. Bring this in case I need it. I have my quiver full of arrows. Nice. Alright, cool. Here we go. Napoleon was Hitler before Hitler. Yeah. Isn't it weird how everybody looks back at Alexander the Great and it's like, man, that dude was so cool. He was just a badass, just conquering the world. But like, if you actually sit down and think about it, like, imagine if somebody did that right now. Somebody just showed up and was like, I'm going to conquer, like, half the known world for my empire. Like, that's not a good thing. Make Louisiana flag. We have a mother pelican feeding baby pelicans its blood. Oh, we have gore on our flag. It's epic. Okay, if I was gonna make a flag, I'd make a flag that's personal to me. So maybe like the Wyoming flag or the Colorado flag, because I grew up in Colorado. I like the Colorado flag. It's a very simple design. It's nice. The Wyoming flag would be a bit more complicated. It had to be larger because it has the state seal is on the flag. So that complicates things. Anyway, I'm just heading off in the same direction I did last time. Warrior says, bring back the Crusade. It was different times back then. The good times brings back that. Enough time passes, everyone forgets the atrocities. Yeah, everybody's like, it was like, think about what a great military leader and strategist Alexander the Great was, you know. It's like, I'm actually, when I think about Alexander the Great, I think of like, just villages full of people being slaughtered. You know, like horrible things that happened. Because Alexander the Great was like, oh look, some coral. Some coral. Look at that. So yeah. Why am I going this way? I don't know. I don't really need to go this way. I could go any direction, but this is just where I've explored, and it's where I have torches and stuff. It's where I'm least likely to get lost. And I forgot to bring my compass, so yeah. So the torches will guide me home, in that case. See, wasn't so great after all. Yeah, he's kind of a horrible person. Like, anybody who has the goal of, like, I am going to kill everybody and subjugate the world because I think I'm awesome is kind of a horrible person. Oh, look at that. It's all shiny. Oh, that's because I put a torch there. Okay. Okay, I'm going to go... Oh, here, the moon's setting. So I'm going to go straight to that landmass right there. And then I'm going to wait until nightfall because it's going to be easiest to navigate my way back at night, I think, with the torches. So we'll just hang out somewhere out here for a day, go collect some flowers and things. Alexander the Mid. It was cool because his name was Alex. Yes. Must have been N+S because it's so mid. Yeah, N+S was actually came from an archaeological dig. Oh, here's a fun question. Here's a fun question. I don't know if there's any fellow Christians in the chat or not. Okay. Or even if you believe it, let's just, if you believe in any kind of afterlife, do you think there's gaming in the afterlife? That's the question. That's the entire question. Do you think that there's gaming in the afterlife? Whether the afterlife is heaven, or if you're thinking, like, I tend to think more of the new heavens and the new earth, the resurrection, all that stuff. But whatever you're thinking of when you think of quote-unquote the afterlife, do you think there's gaming? Pretty simple question. No, because you can't do anything in the afterlife. Game? Yes, gaming. With a hard G, I guess. I don't know. So you can be in the game. Yeah. And I already gave my answer yesterday, which is like kinda. Like, I don't know if a distinct thing called gaming will exist, but whatever genuine good that gaming fulfills will exist in some form. And that's all I can really say. Soybean says I am the game based. I should get some shrooms too. I've like never bothered to pick shrooms. Dude, this landscape is so beautiful. I love it. I can't believe that Notch updated after this. Beta? More like Gata. Get it. There was this kid in middle school. He was a weird character. I remember him, but he was a young Earth creationist. But he was at the same time he was like kind of a popular dude bro at the same time. And he would say so he didn't believe in evolution. He thought evolution was false. So he would say he called Pangea, he called it Pangaea. Cuz he was trying to be cool. Like Pangaea. It's quite funny. It's quite funny thinking back. I wonder how that guy's doing in life. You ever wonder how like people you peripherally knew in school, like how they're doing now? You ever wonder about that? Like what I wonder what happened to so and so after all these years, you know? Especially people like I can't even remember their names, but I just remember like one obscure thing about them like that. Like that's all I remember about this one dude. Pancake. Beta worst version of MC Alpha superiority. Hated most of those guys, yeah. I can't really think of anybody from school that I harbored any hatred toward. No, I can't think of anybody. The only person that I harbor harsh feelings towards, like thinking back, would be myself. Honestly, strange as that sounds. I don't know if that means I have self-esteem issues or whatever the heck. But I don't even know if that's relevant. But yeah, point being is I look back at myself and I'm like, man, I was kind of cringe sometimes. I was pretty cringe sometimes. Somebody says, I think about a few. Nothing says they bullied me. So yeah, I understand hating the bully. But I didn't have a lot of bullying problems. I mean, I had a little bit in middle school. Because I wasn't one of the cool kids. I was one of the nerds. I sat at a table with two other gentlemen, both just as nerdy as I was. One of them was like a Giga Nerd Supreme. I wonder if he ever went on to have like a science job or something. Because like his whole thing... Dude, this kid... Okay, I gotta tell you a story about this kid. Okay. This kid. We had a science project in like 6th grade where we had to make our own model rocket, you know, like as a project, and then launch it, you know. So we would get the rocket engine from like a craft store or whatever, because you can buy those. They're these simple little firework type things, basically. The answer is they usually became droid axes. There was one for me who was legit insane. I wondered how he ended up. Yeah, this kid. Okay. So we had this project, and I, you know, I wasn't a dumb kid, but I wasn't good at thinking outside the box. Okay. So I like had a Pringles can, and like I glued like a sprinkler attachment thing to it, and like tried to fix it. It didn't work well. It went like 3 feet off the ground and just did an arc and hit, you know. It was not a good project. There were other science projects in that class where I excelled, but that was not one of them. But anywho, yeah, I just couldn't find the right, like, I couldn't figure out how to build it right. But this kid came into class, and he came into class with this shiny looking thing, and it was covered in shiny bubblegum wrappers. Okay, this whole thing was wrapped in shiny bubblegum wrappers, and it was like a perfect cylinder, and it was just like crafted to perfection, like it had been built by a professional model clay, like a clay modeler or something. Like, how did you make that? Okay, and this kid, we're talking 7th grade. If I remember correctly, this is what he told me. Okay, he said that he took some bubble gum and melted it down and mixed it with styrofoam. And then, after that, after it had cooled down, he broke it into pieces and chewed it to turn it soft, and then used that as a modeling clay, which he put around like a greased cylinder or something to be able to turn it into a perfect cylinder. And then like removed the mold or whatever he was using to make it the exact shape he wanted. Then he used the shiny bubblegum wrappers. He covered the thing in the shiny bubblegum wrappers. And like it was just this perfect exact build. It was super lightweight because of the styrofoam. I'm like, what on earth? Like, thinking back, like, how did you even have that kind of idea? But thinking about it, it's like it's kind of a mad scientist thing, but it makes sense because yeah, styrofoam is super lightweight, and if you could turn styrofoam into a moldable material by mixing it with something else, like he did supposedly, if I remember correctly, I guess that makes some kind of sense. But like, wow. Okay, let me see what people are saying in the every class is that soybean, including mine. That guy was the biggest. I had like 2 or 3 bullies, but there's also the tallest guy in school, so they weren't so bad. They pick on me sometimes. I tell the teacher, and they treat me better. Method says that's metal. Oh gosh, that sounds like special ed or something. I don't know. Like, I don't want to be mean, but I'm gonna go over here, see what's going on. Whee! My last year of school, a guy who bullied me said we had our troubles, but he'd actually missed me since we were chill at that point, and he seemed to grow up, and that's good. Yeah, I had this one guy who bullied me in elementary school. That was the only time I had like a personal bully. In middle school, it was just there were kids that were like douchey, but there was no specific. I was never like targeted specifically by one specific guy. After that, so that was good. Oh, okay. They tried to put me in special ed classes because I was weird. I don't know how to say it. But my parents were like, no, you're not going to do that. They like refused to let them do that. And I'm grateful because like, yeah, that wouldn't have been the right environment for me. I honestly question if that's the right environment for everybody. Just like we have this weird idea, like we're gonna take all the people in our society with the greatest level of eccentricity, okay, and we're going to put them in a room together all day, separated from the normal population, and expect them to develop into well-adjusted members of society? Question mark. Excuse me, what? What? I question the wisdom of that whole entire model of doing things. I'm not saying I know what a better model is for certain. I'm just saying that model does have its some clear flaws in my opinion. Alright, son, go down anytime. Some cool looking trees over there. Let me read the chat. Oh yeah, those. I was never in those classes, I don't think, but I did witness those classes on occasion. I forget why. I did. But I can remember just a little bit of seeing it, and like the people working there didn't necessarily have the patience to deal with the problems these kids had. How many flowers did I get? I got one red mushroom out of all that. One red mushroom. Okay, well, I guess I'm gonna go over here now. Home is vaguely in that direction. I did spend some time in my childhood in a mental hospital. There's that. So I was never in special ed, but I did spend a little bit of time in a in the funny farm. So maybe that's where what I'm remembering is coming from, more so. That my memory of that kind of dynamic that you saw. So I mean, all right, it's getting dark. I just want to find another red shroom. That'd be cool. They all seem to be in the treetops, though. That's the problem. Oh, genius content. Yeah. I was brief. Look at the desert. It's more. How is it more deserty? I don't. Hold on. Let me go find the desert. Where's the more deserty part? Could you be more specific about how it's more deserty? I think this is just the same desert we already have seen. That's the problem with this one. Yeah, because there's my torch. Yeah, this is not a new desert. So I haven't actually found the new desert right now. I missed it. Over there? I promise that when... Look, I gotta go home, man. It's getting dark out. I gotta go home. I promise that before sunrise, we'll head back this direction, and we will find a deserty desert. Okay? Where I got off the boat. Yes, okay. So I will return to that place in like 10 minutes. For now, I just gotta go home and make some dyes. Real quick. Before the creepers get me. Oh, look at this. This music and the stars. Glorious, isn't it? Noobcraft. Yes, indeed. There was something new that I just walked right past. Awesome. Because I'm so brilliant. But yeah, I don't really know what to say about my time in the funny farm. I met some interesting people. Let's just say that. Every once in a while, people would have a breakdown. I was pretty well behaved in there. They don't set those places up very well. Like, I remember, like, our outdoor space was this small inner courtyard. I don't even think it had any foliage. Why is there a random... That's weird. Anywho, moving on. Small inner courtyard thing. It was just, like, bricks. And there was, like, a skylight up above. You couldn't even see the sky. It was just an opaque skylight. Like, I don't... And then, okay, this is the dumbest thing. The dumbest thing. But they had everybody... Everybody was in a room with another kid, okay? And so, you'd have a bed that's over by the window, and a bed that's closer to the door. But then the bed that was closer to the door was next to the bathroom, okay? Okay, everything's fine so far. Problem is, in between the two beds, there is a motion sensor. And if you cross that motion sensor, there's a big noisy alarm that goes off and calls the staff, and they get all, you know, there's a to-do now. There's a deal. Okay, so if you wake up in the middle of the night, as I often did as a kid, and you have to pee, and you are in the bed by the window, you have a problem. And so, I figured out that if I, like, hugged the wall and, like, slowly moved over, there was a chance you wouldn't trip the alarm. And so sometimes if I had to use the restroom at night, that's what I would have to do. Kind of absurd, but Yeah, that was life in the in that place. Okay, I'm going to make some dyes. Just a bunch of dyes. Save some of the flowers, you know. Alright, dye powder, dye powder, dye powder. That sounds like my school had an inner courtyard too. Who designed that place? I don't know. I don't know. Okay, and then let's just start mixing some colors together and see what we get. We got some purple. Ooh, we got some orange. Mix these together, see if anything happens. Nothing happens. Okay, cool. What if we let's just try mixing different things and see if anything happens. Nope. Try mixing the red and the purple. Ooh, we get this color. Just try mixing everything with everything else. See what happens. I've got like 6 different colors now. That's cool. There's no recipe book. I'd have to like write this down. Get green from reds. That's true. That's true. We have the. Oh, reeds. Sorry, reeds. Reeds. Okay. Yeah, reeds. Yeah, we have them right here. Okay. Okay, so now I have some green. I can mix green with like, let's see. Oh, look at that. Very cool. So we got, so far, 7 different dye colors. Let's not forget this one right here. Get that out of the way. And I can mix it with, let's see what I can mix it with. Oh, look at that, I can get some of this. I ran out of purple, so let's make some more. How do I make more purple? Mixing like these two. Okay. What if I mix white with red? No, okay. So mix white with this one, and I got that. White with... I was going to mix white with this. Oh, sure enough. It's like the spring green. How did I make this one again? Oh my gosh, it's all like mixing together in my brain. I don't know how to make any of this crap anymore. How did I make this one? It was made from, I think, green and... Was it like green and purple or something? No, green wasn't involved. Purple and yellow? No. Purple and red? No. I've like completely forgotten how colors work. No. That's just purple. I don't remember how I got this one. Did I mix this in green? Hold on. Let's make some more than just the plain green dye. Okay, that's how I got those. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 9, 10. I got like 11. Bone meal and coal. Coal! Oh, okay. So coals are involved in dye recipes. Let's see. Let's just mix bone meal and coal. I have a feeling it's going to make some gray dye. I guess. Do I get a darker gray? I do indeed. Okay. 9. That's 13 colors so far. I don't know how to memorize how I do all this. I should have a chest just for doing this. Hold on. Should have a chest set aside for this purpose, like a temporary thing. Let's see. I've been keeping my plants here. I want to have a chest that will... I guess I'll just use... I don't want to use one of those chests. It's too far away. I'm gonna make a double chest. I want to have like a visual representation that tells me how to do this so I can learn how to do it. So these are like the starting ingredients, kind of. Hold on. These are all starting ingredients. And these are the 4 things that just turn directly into dyes themselves. So this turns into red, which turns into yellow, which turns into blue, and this turns into green. Okay. So that tells me how to make those 4 dye colors just directly. And then I'm just gonna grab these and remember exactly how to... Let's make some more of that. Okay. Now I can combine some other stuff. Oh, and then we have... This is just directly a dye in and of itself. I'm just going to have that right there. Right there, yeah. This isn't... It comes from bones, so I guess I could... if we want to be technical. Okay, there we go. Those are the 5 things that I can directly turn into dyes. And then by mixing this with... See, that's the problem, is you gotta mix it with coal. My system is breaking down already. I need a wumbo chest for this. I need like a bigger interface. No, no, because it'll just get taller. I don't need a taller interface to show what I'm doing. I'm not even sure if this is arranged correctly. I mean, if you mix these together, you get orange. That makes sense. These 2 don't mix, do they? No, they don't. Okay. These 2 don't mix, so they don't need to be next to each other in any way. Okay. And these 2 don't need to be next to each other. I'm probably way overthinking this, but... Okay, so that makes something. So let's put that right there. Mix those together, you get this. Okay. We have a... You can see what I'm doing, right, guys? See you, soybean. Have a good day. I'll be done soon anyway. It's getting late. So, okay. Oh, and then, how do I get violet by mixing these 2 together? So actually what I need to do is I need to shift this whole thing to the right. So that I can show that violet is made from these 2. The bones are separate. See, there we go. Look at this. We got it going on. So that gives me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different colors. And then... And then what? I forget. Okay, so if I mix green and white together, does that do anything? No. Or if I mix white and... I need more of the purple, so let me just, Wait, I have some right here. Okay, so... Need more purple. I mix purple and white together. Yeah, I get that. So, since I do mix purple and white together... how would I represent that visually? I could move everything to the right again. So I can represent mixing these 2 together. And getting this by like... You can't find the last 2 blue coins beyond the village. Green and blue mix cyan, that's right. Oh, that's right, yeah, because green and blue mixed together. This is hard to represent visually in such a small interface. Try green and blue makes cyan. So, let me move everything back to the left, hold on. Next, we've got cyan to consider, so green and blue. Green and... crap. I'm gonna move this stuff to the side for now. Green and blue. Make side. Yeah, I think that's it right there. Let me just be sure. Green and blue. Make that. Okay, good. Just double checking. Put that like over there. And like it just wraps around basically. Just place the ingredients next to each other instead. Like in one row have red plus blue and then violet. Oh, I see what you're saying. Hold on. I'll just keep that how it is. But let's say this turns directly into this. Okay, but then have other recipes like down here, maybe? This gives me... Right, I'm just gonna put these like right next to each other. And we're not trying to show how these things mix. Right now, we're just this and this turns into this. And then down here we're gonna have taller recipes. So we mix these two together. So have one of these plus one of these equals that. One of these plus one of these equals that. And then one of the yellow and green mixed together. Let me double check. Yeah, they turn into that. Okay. One of these plus one of these equals that. Okay. And then what a green and white do what now? They don't do anything. Okay. So that gives me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 out of 16 recipes. Or 15 maybe. Okay, now I just got to remember some of the other recipes here. This was made with... Let me grab some of these dyes. Just grab as much of these dyes as possible. Grab this for now, because I don't know what to do with it. Sign and spring green, you're forgetting. Yeah. I'm getting lost. Green and white don't do anything together. I already have that represented. So did this combine with anything? Hold on, did purple combine with white for something? Yes. So purple combines with white to make that. Okay. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is made by combining. Does that go with something? Ah. Okay. This combines with white to make that. Okay. I have to make cyan. Grab all my extra dyes. Okay. Oh yeah, it's that coal. Coal does things too, so coal plus white equals that. So coal plus white equals that. No, it doesn't equal that. It equals this. And then if you take this, white plus this equals that. There we go. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 recipes. And coal's only used for gray. Okay. Then we got light gray right here. How did I make this one? It was with like blue and something. Let's see, blue. No, blue and green. Yes, okay. So these two make that. Okay. these. That equals that. There we go. I don't know. I'm for goring. I'm sorry. I'm for goring. I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 13. I have almost all the recipes now. What am I forgetting here? There's so many colors to look at. This one was made with. Let's see. Did red and white mix? Did that make anything? No. Was it this and white? No. And purple and white made that. So what was it? What made this thing? What am I forgetting? And spring green. Spring green is the other one I can't seem to remember how to do. Oh my goodness. So spring green and like hot pink. Can't remember. Not hot pink, just pink. Purple and red. Purple and red. Purple and red do things. That's right. Okay, so purple and red make that. So red and purple make that. Then I guess you got one more recipe to visualize over, I guess over here, because I ran out of room. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That'll be 15. Is it 15 colors? No, sometimes it's 15, sometimes it's 16, I think. This one, this one, this one. And I should actually, like, visualize the recipe a bit more clearly, I think. In this chest. Because this does give you 2 each time. I think this gives you 2, doesn't it? Wait, does a bone give you 2 or 3? I think it gives you 3, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. A bone. Okay. Black and coal, give me. I already have more gray. Hold on. Oh, no, we do not. Okay. Cool and white. Give me this and that. No, what am I? Oh, I got this mixed up. Okay, hold on. Right. So I take coal. So coal and this give me coal and this. I mean, yeah, that's how I get the dark gray. Okay. Yeah. Coal and this give me darker, but I need 2 dark grays. Try to visualize this. I don't know if I'm gonna actually do it this way, or I might just throw them all in here for storage because I have nowhere to store it. But purple and red, and then the spring green is made with. I mean, it's gonna involve one of these greens for sure. Maybe these 2. Let's try it. I need more yellow and green together. Okay, it's yellow, green, and this and that. No, this and that. Oh. Or was it like mixing something with yellow? Just that. Was it this mixed with something? Maybe it was this mixed with green. No. Yes, this and white together makes that. Okay. So this plus white equals spring green. Okay, cool. Okay, I believe I've got it. Got all the recipes. 79, okay. Cool. It's a bit convoluted, but I don't know if it's organized in the best possible way. That's probably about as good as it's gonna get. You have the 2 grays up to where it... Also, you're missing magenta. Oh yeah, that makes sense. I'm missing magenta. It's light gray and coal for dark. Yeah, it's light gray and coal for dark gray. What, magenta? You said I'm missing magenta? So I'm missing a color? Oh my gosh, how do I make magenta? What the heck? How do I make magenta? Oh my god. Magenta, I'm gonna guess. Like red and white doesn't do anything. What if it is magenta? Oh, yeah. Hold on. Whoops. Okay. Magenta. Wow. No idea. Yeah, maybe it's this and something. It is. Okay. So I need to make more of that. More of the purple and red together. Purple and red. Make this plus white. Make this. Okay. And I'm out of white again. Okay, put that back there. Then this plus white equals that. Okay. Yeah, I have all the recipes recorded now. Okay. I'm gonna put all the flowers and stuff over here again. Flowers and shrooms. And miscellaneous dyes. I guess I'll put that there for now. That's not really where that goes, but hey. Bones. Coal. Very good. I have all the things. All done. All recorded. Move that out. These are all the recipes that I need to know in order to make stuff I need to make. Do these make 1 or 2? I forget. Hold on. It makes 2. Okay, so I want to have 2 for all those. So plants. Reach. You go with plants. I need 2 of those. Second one. Second one. Second one, and I need 1 more of those. And there we go. I now have a record of how to make all the dyes so that next time, at this point, it's time to end the stream, I think. Next time, I can dye all the wool that I want to dye. Yeah. Yeah. That's probably very boring to watch, I'm sorry, but it was just kind of, it was a very mental task. So wasn't a whole lot I could say other than muttering what I'm thinking. But yeah, that's going to do it for this stream, guys. Again, I'm probably going to play in this world off camera. This is not a purely stream world. This is just a world that I happen to be streaming. Unlike the Indev Plus world. We're doing pretty good with the tree farm. That tree is stubbornly not wanting to grow, but, you know, oh well, whatever. And actually, do I want to... Yeah, that tree's fine. Just grow, please. I'm going to be, just working off camera, probably continuing to dig. Next time, we're probably going to work on the skeleton farm and maybe do some stuff with the wool and stuff. Oh, and we're going to go check out the deserty deserts. Actually, no. Before this stream ends, I have to go see the deserty desert. That's going to be the last thing we're going to do right now. Okay, it looks like that's sunset or sunrise. What time is it? Sunrise, perfect. Okay, let's go check out the deserty desert before it's too late. Which way is it? It's this way. Let's hurry up and do it. And then we'll end the stream. Move. There we go. Okay. Let's go see the desert. Deserty deserts. Of desertiness. And then we'll end the stream right away. I love the fluffy clouds. They're great. It's one of those like little random things that Notch added that I don't like that he removed. It just kind of it makes the clouds look more cloudy. Cloudier clouds, snowier snow, deserty deserts. After this, I think my wife and I are probably going to take a walk. It looks like the rain has let up. We're going to bring an umbrella, though, for sure, just in case. Just be safe, if nothing else. That is a cool mountain. With all that sand and whatnot on one side, and then trees on the other side. Any advice on starting jogging? So here's what I'm doing. I'm just doing a mile every day. Or like most days, like 5 days a week or whatever. On the weekends I'm just doing walks and stuff, but what I would do is like do time if you're okay with it, time yourself, like bring a little timer and do it. But just go a mile every day and don't try to make yourself jog the whole thing. Just like jog as much as you can. And then just do it every day. Pretty much. Like if you have like a park near your house, or you can make a mile route in the neighborhood. Maybe like I would use Google Maps to try to make a route for yourself so that you can find an exact mile or whatever distance you feel like. It doesn't have to be a mile necessarily. That's what I'm doing. Oh, the dead bushes. Oh, that's the new thing. Oh, is that why the deserts are more deserty? Is that it? Dead bushes? Dead bushes? Is that it? Is that the thing? Is that it? It's so subtle that I'm not sure. But I'm guessing it's the dead bushes. Is that it, Method? You still here? Okay. Look upon it. Look. While the dramatic music plays. Yes, they do fit in perfectly because it does have a terrible texture. Glorious. Just look upon it. Anywho. Okay. So yeah, I'm going to end the stream right here. That's it. I want to thank you very much for coming to this stream, my dudes, as the dramatic music plays. And if you enjoyed it, I hope you'll hit that like button, or maybe even that subscribe button. That would be pretty darn cool, if you ask me. And if you really like what I'm doing here on this channel, which for the time being is really just these streams, because that's all I really have time for, to be honest. You can check out that Patreon link in the description at your discretion, my dudes, if you feel like it, if you want to. Either way, I look forward to seeing you next time when we get into some more block game goodness. This has been Steelcat, and I'm out.